see if this works. We are live. We have a chat room.
Is anybody out there?
I don't know. Is anybody out there? We should be able to see. Oh, there we go. Oh dear, lots of people out there.
Hey!
Hi
Isn't
guys.
this exciting? Hi.
Oh gosh.
Fantastic. We've got people replying as well. It's really great.
Yeah, look at that. Oh my God, there's so many messages. We're live now, guys. I'm sorry for the slight delay. I hope everybody. That's a Tony head. I hope everybody found the channel okay. I know some of you guys were concerned about the password. It didn't go live until about 7 minutes past 6. Sorry about that. We were just sort of preparing for it. Let's see. He can see Charles and a female next to him. Yes, my name's Nina, guys. I'm the community manager. I've been fielding lots of your Kickstarter questions during the Kickstarter period. Generally when we send out updates, then Charles and I work on them together. So, hi, it's great to meet you all.
Nina's been absolutely brilliant, making sure, or trying to make sure, that we can respond to any questions and give you information as we promised.
Well, as you guys know, this is our first Code Jam, so if you've got any feedback about it afterwards, just send it through to info@revolution.co.uk, or you could see it to me directly. Someone says they can't see anything. But most of you guys, are you able to see us? Is that right? Yeah, okay, so for most people it works fine. I don't really know if, for those of you who nothing's showing up, maybe you could refresh the page, if that might work. Great. Just turn your speakers up, says someone, if you can't hear us. Okay, well, I'll start off with some questions that we got through the emails. And the big question really is, what is the state of development for BS5 currently? And I know a couple of you guys have asked about that. So I think I'd like,
I'll kick off with that one, yeah. Well, obviously we thank you again to everybody who supported us on the Kickstarter. And one of the things, of course, that we put in was stretch goals. And the stretch goals included extra content. And we've added that extra content, and that's had quite a knock-on effect on the game design. All for the best, all for the better. And so currently the design is in a little bit of flux. So what I'm working on really hard at the moment is trying to rewrite the story, and with the design team rewrite the design so that everything comes together, so that the whole thing is cohesive with the new sections and the new gameplay. And it's really made a big difference, because previously we were having to skimp, might be the wrong word, but we're certainly having to watch very carefully the number of locations that we put in, the number of interactions, and this has freed us to do more. But that has had an effect on the game design and the story, and that's ultimately what, from my perspective, is our main objective at the moment, working to settle that down.
Yeah.
So that's the state from a design and story perspective. Tony, do you want to come and chat a little bit about where we stand from the coding perspective?
Tree ever?
It's a beautiful tree, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it?
The thing is that what these people won't see is that it's made out of plastic, so it's not real at all.
You spoilt it now.
I know. Sorry about that.
Lots of people are saying hey Tony too, by the way. Nice cap.
Yorkshire cap.
Isn't the weather terrible out there?
It's not good.
Anybody who's in the UK will know that the weather's really terrible. But it's been raining and flooding, and York's been flooding again. York keeps flooding. In fact, the whole country's flooding. It's just as well we're on the top of the hill here, isn't it?
Well, the rest of the country's flooding in the way that York usually floods.
Yes. But do you remember the previous offices when we were down by the river? And the river, I think it was 2000. It rose 18 feet in about a week, so that actually for the first time our offices, which were a fair way up the hill, got flooded. It was extraordinary, wasn't it?
Wasn't it about that far from the water, from the electricity?
It was, but we got some Wellington boots and ferried them around and continued as if nothing was happening.
It takes more than that to stop us.
It does, doesn't it? Tony, I think we've rather bypassed the question here, haven't we?
Well, that'll do.
This is what Tony does. This is when we try to schedule, Tony, and ask about how the programming's going. He changes the subject and starts talking about the weather.
think you started that one.
Yeah, well, that's what I do when I'm asked about the schedule.
Okay.
So programming.
Programming is good. And we think we're not on the critical path, are we? So
No.
we're happy and relaxed about that.
Well, it's great, isn't it? Because we've got Joost, who's a long-time veteran of Revolution, and yourself, and Andy, who of course was been working with us since Broken Sword 3, and Peter, who's been with us for 6 months, 9 months. Peter, 7 months, 7 months, and I mean that's absolutely fantastic because it means we've got 5 really experienced programmers, which is more resource than we've ever had before, which is fantastic, isn't it? So what we're trying to do from a scheduling perspective is tackle a lot of the tasks that would come at the end and generally slow the release because of all these things that we thought we'd do at the end and then don't get round to doing until the end.
Yeah, we are remarkably ahead of where we should be at this point in the project. It's quite surprising for the code, which is normally far more pressured than it is at the moment. So yeah, it's going well.
Great. And from an art perspective, I think when we did meet the team, some people saw the wonderful Craig up in Glasgow at EM Studios, who's modelled and is animating the characters, his team. And they've got a lot of the characters done. We have got a few new characters. Again, I think it's no secret, is it, that Dwayne and Pearl are making a comeback, and of course there is at least one goat, and some other characters that we won't spoil too much. One of the only things we've got to do when we do this, of course, is not give too many spoilers away, because ultimately, of course, people want to know what's happening, but then they don't want the experience ruined.
So we can't talk about the pig.
We can't talk about the pig, no, but we shouldn't talk about the pig, because I'm
Definitely
still
not
not sure that it's legal. But anyway,
not the pig.
And from a layout perspective, obviously Tori's done a great job with many of these. She's waving, but you guys can't see her. But I'm sure you will be able to later if she comes around.
No spoilers, please, by the way. No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. No, you have to come all the way around here because the camera's facing.
Oh, I'm wearing a laptop.
Yes.
Oh, my chair.
Oh no.
I've got to get up.
Yeah.
Hi.
Do you guys want to scoot over a little?
Yeah.
That plant is obscuring
Let me go say
white thing.
Say.
So one of the
Oh, I'm sorry.
one of the really critical elements of the project are the layouts, and with Tori we've tracked down some really great layout artists who are now everybody's working in parallel because the design is some way ahead of the layouts, and we need to make sure that the quality is up to the standard that you set, Tori. So generally we've got some really good guys, haven't we?
Yes, we have. We've got a good crew of people coming together, all from different parts of the world. I was going to say the country, but the world. Artists, ex-Disney artists from California, possibly some artists from Poland, people who I actually studied with back at university. Yeah, a good mix of people.
Ukraine,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tim?
So that would look quite impressive on a letterheading, wouldn't it? York, New York, Los Angeles,
Northampton.
Joost, remind us where you come from. Den Bosch. Den Bosch, a great place actually, for anybody who knows the Netherlands. We actually went over there, didn't we? Not all that long ago. Well, it's probably nearly 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
on the ferry from Hull.
That was Broken Sword 2 IOS, wasn't it?
It was a right old adventure. And fun it was too. So anyway, that's what's happening on the art and the code, and then on the audio we are not worrying too much quite yet. One of the key things that we've got to do is work out when the game's going to be finished. It was going to be March. Kelly, who, do you want to just give us a wave, Kelly? Brilliant.
Hello.
This is Kelly that you may or may not see. Nina, can we see that?
Kelly, no, you're obscuring her.
Oh.
That's Kelly in the background.
Hi.
I know you guys were curious who that was.
Great.
Working
What Kelly's doing is working away as our producer to work out when the game will be finished. It will be delayed slightly beyond March. Hopefully not by very long. In fact, definitely not by very long. as we add the new content and we put in the new assets and the
Stretch
new
goals.
layouts and all the stretch goal
Stretch
stuff.
goals.
Yes. So I think that's about as much as we can say without ruining everything.
That sounds great. I'm just gonna, I'll just come over here. Guys, I know a lot of you are having some issues with the audio. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut down the live stream and change the settings so that hopefully you'll get better audio when I come back. So just bear with us a moment.
She's very professional.